And welcome back, everyone. Ellington here, and we are back on Total War Attila this time. We are back with another 1212 AD battle, starting ourselves off with a awesome cav fight here. We've got ourselves a 3 versus 3. Let's get out of that for a minute. Got some Austrian cav that just got raffle stomped right there. Looks like, I believe this is the Duchy of Lorraine here. So, if we're getting right into the factions and the commanders, we have got, as Lorraine, Midas. So I believe this is 2 units of cavalry right here. For his allies, we have got, who do we got here? I believe this is Granada, being commanded by Centurion. Then finally, for the attackers, we have the Room, being commanded by Tityron. Tityron, the one who sent this in. For the defenders, we have got, who do we got here? So we have Florence here being commanded by Mexi. We have got, I believe this is Norway over here, being commanded by Knights Legion. And then finally Austria, which I don't know where Austria's main body of army is. Looks like back here is being commanded by Zero Chilling. So Zero, I believe he got caught off guard there. I don't believe he saw the cavalry hidden in the forest, and by the time he got over here, it was too late to fix the mistake. But that's okay. Sorry, I got distracted. I was looking at something else. But anyway, so the defenders, we do have 2 units of Hospitaller Knights here, which this is Norway again, so this is Knights Legion here. Hospitaller Knights, pretty good cavalry units. I'm pretty sure that the attackers know about them. Now, as of right now, the attackers are using their Great Bombard to bust down some walls. They've already taken down some towers. Usually I kind of skip this part, but I didn't want to miss the cav fight. Cav fights are always fun. We don't get them enough. It's one thing with 1212, cav fights are just... Cav's just really good and really cool in 1212, so I think you're far more likely to see them than in, like, Rome 2. The defenders, usually always have a cav unit in 1212. While Rome 2, a lot of times cav for defenders can be considered a little bit of a waste, because the likelihood that you're going to get enough kills or anything to pay for themselves is pretty unlikely, but, it's a common argument of the, value of bringing cavalry. Obviously, there are certain factions that can really their only usefulness is cavalry. Things like Saba. Saba, like, their infantry is and overall everything but their cavalry really is not great. They're okay. They can kind of, do well in situations, but in all reality, Saba excels at one thing, cavalry. So if you're going to play Saba and not bring cataphracts, good luck. I'm not saying it can't be done. I'm just saying it wouldn't be very fun. Got those Hospitaller Knights pushing out over on the flank again. I love this, like, maroon color that they're wearing. I'm not sure about that, though. I'm pretty sure the Knights Hospitaller wore black and white. I believe they wore a black tabard with a white cross on it. You can see the Lorraine cavalry pushing out over on the flank again. Then the Austrian, that tiny little Austrian cav unit that just got clobbered, is back out here just kind of standing here. So it's a 14th century unit. The Lorraine units are both 15th century, so you can see the difference reality comes down to, like, their armor and stuff like that. Did they lose anybody in that cav fight? No, they did not. But you can see they are far better armored for the most part than than their counterparts were. Oh, they actually took a wall down over here. How the hell did they manage that? How did they do that? There's no way they got an angle. So they are shooting this, it looks like. Although that could be just damage from trying to destroy the watchtower? Got the Bastion Cannon here. So to be honest with you, I usually cut out a couple of these minutes here at the beginning because it's just not a lot typically happens. You know what I mean? It's not very fun sitting there watching a cannon shoot walls for 10 minutes. You know what I mean? It's one thing that I think is the biggest downside to 12-12 is that the pace of battle is very, very different to Rome 2. So because of the lack of things to get you through a wall, it means that breaking down walls takes forever. Really, the only thing that is any good at taking down walls or towers in this game is the Great Bombard, and they're expensive. It's really hard to justify bringing 2 Great Bombards. He's charging in, so getting charged here. The other unit, is he going to circle? Looks like we get maybe 2 counter circles. So the Batana, I'm sorry, I don't know how to say that's going to come here, but then the Hospitalers getting around the other unit over here. So a little bit of a counter circling here. Sandwich versus sandwich. Unfortunately, this one may be coming in a little too late, because that unit getting broken very quickly, and then the Grenadian General now in combat with 2 Hospitaller Knights. But here we go, here we go. We have units from Rome coming in. Okay, so one of the units is going to break the Hospitalers here. He's got 38 kills. Yeah, Hospitaller with 40 kills. So that one Cav unit just got obliterated. 13 kills, that was it. I honestly think that he should have tried to engage 1-1 instead of trying to... I'm not sure, you know, he brought his unit over this way instead of kind of... You know, he engaged one here, and he should have taken the other one, engaged the separate Hospitaller unit. He may have had a chance of saving one of his 2 units. Now he's going to chase after the one. So the General lost 1 man with 43 kills. The Room Shock Cavalry coming in with a 21 kills now. Hospitaller Knights 37 out of 70. I think that the Trebuchet's getting hit by the Bastion Cannon over here. 25 kills. Yeah, he is. Oh, and they've taken down 3 of the Trebuchets. 1, 2, 3. He's desperately trying to hide. That would be a huge waste of money if he loses that. And of course, they didn't bring any other Trebuchets. Okay, 1 Hospitaller gone. The other one's probably going to break as well. He did come back. I would just run him away. Maybe you can bring him back inside and get some minor use out of them later, though they're not going to do much else here. Okay, the General... Oh, he doesn't turn around. So he's getting caught, charged flat-footed. But here comes the circling units. Hospitallers, 57 kills. Got a Chevron on him. Okay, so there's another Hospitaller gone, and I don't think this one's coming back. 14, 13. Looking back over at the fight. So, Room has gotten close to the front. The cavalry has kind of moved forward here. We also have moved up a bunch of, let's see, we got Genoese crossbows. Excuse me, sorry, I burped. And looks like it's a heavy ranged melee infantry. So it's a hybrid, right? It's a melee infantry, but they carry bows. Usually they have less ammunition than like a typical archer. Let's see, ammunition 26, Genoese crossbow. No, they both have 26. Interesting. I'm kind of surprised by that. I know in Rome 2, any like in a lot of the mods that have ranged infantry, they typically have less ammo because it is pretty powerful, you know what I mean? You have a unit that performs well in the range, you know, can shoot arrows and get kills from that, but also can go into melee combat and do extremely well as well. So, I don't know. They also do have a mortar, so that's going to be handy to get some lob shots back into these back lines. Like right here would be beautiful for some mortar shots. Of course, he can't see this. We can see this because we're watching the replay, but from his perspective, he can't see the big clump over here. You could maybe assume that there's a big clump there and send some volleys there. It honestly probably wouldn't be a terrible idea to send like a volley over there and see what happens. Okay, so now we have some Norwegian spears that have moved forward up into this little nook of the wall right here. Now, the biggest problem with that's going to be that it still leaves their flank open to archer fire. So all these archers have to do is slip over here, and bang, they've got back shots. Now, this is a spear unit. Spear Bondir. I like all the, like, just random casks and cases and stuff. Now, he charges in. Did he just try to throw a volley? I think he just did. Yeah, they have two jabbies, it looks like. Interesting. I don't know why he pulled out of a kind of more defensive position. He charges in, but he has, you know, infantry now on his flank. Now, on the left side, we have Lorraine pushing this corner over here with Florence is going to be defending against him. If I remember correctly, all of these Italian factions are really good. So Genoa, Florence, and I think Pisa's in there as well. They're very, very good. They have really good units. Here's more of those spear bondiers. So they do have javelins. He's up on this barricade. Now, Room coming in here, he's going to attack that barricade and hopefully tear it down. Might take him a minute. They do have some Austrian bowmen here. They are shooting towards the middle. I don't know if that's the greatest target, though. They can't really see this unit very well. It's right up against that barricade. We just heard some sort of cannon fire. I don't know if maybe it was a mortar hitting back here. Because I don't see anything else that would be firing, quote unquote. The Austrian archers. So he's got 3 units of them here. And then, did he bring... So he brought 4 units of archers. In the in-house games, we have begun limiting crossbows in the game to kind of add another element in. Crossbows are extremely good, and archers are kind of hard to use properly. And because of how good our crossbows can be, especially on defense, we have typically now limited them to 1 crossbow, or you can bring 2 crossbows if you don't bring a handgun. And then obviously if you have a faction that only gets like archers or something, the rules are a little bit different. But according to a lot of the guys in the Discord, it has been helping kind of balance games a little bit better. So I think that, as well as we increase the funds to 20,000. What we do is we increase the funds to 20,000 because in this mod everything is so expensive. So we increase the funds to 20,000, but the attackers have to leave 2,000 gold on the table, which means they can't use 2,000 of that. And the reason for that is that Attila is really bad. Honestly, basically every game after Total War Rome 2 got really bad at the money slanting from attack to defense. I think it's like a 6,000 gold difference between attack and defense on Attila. And it's very, very bad. The defenders, especially for the mod, are left extremely, extremely outmatched and outmanned. Not only are they outnumbered, but the units that the attackers can bring are just way better than them. So limiting them and cutting off, making it more like a 4,000 gold difference, it really does help even things out a little bit. So it really helps. I'm pretty sure the difference, so if the attackers have 20 grand, the defenders have like 14. It's ridiculous. Okay, so we do have units charging in on the left. Lorraine, the Duchy of Lorraine, going going in on Florence over here. True kind of Renaissance-esque units here. They honestly look a little similar, color-wise especially. Now we do have a big push on the right, too. Once again, the defenders kind of pushing out of their defensive position and taking the attack out of a spot that they can really kind of keep secure. You know, they have these two units engaged right here, but they have this unit coming off the wall that's catching them on the flank. You know, losing decisively. This guy's even, that's fine. The Austrian archers have moved forward. The Norwegian units look really cool. This mod is just honestly fantastic looking. Look at these guys. Austrian foot ridders. They look like a deck of cards. Wow, those guys are cool. It's got a lot of them. Big push continuing to happen. The barricade has been broken. 22 kills on the spears. 67, 50, 65. We have had mortars coming in. It looks like he has been pummeling this area here. What's the mortar at for kills? Well, the trebuchet has 6. The mortar... 22 so far, not too crazy. Dismounted ridders from the Duchy of Lorraine. They luckily have this kind of extra breach here that's able, you know, gives them a slightly faster way in. They have to, you know, just another avenue in. .138 out of 140. They're taking on some Vapnir from Norway. Kill them! Archer fire coming in from the flank here. That's the Austrian bows. So you can see they very quickly were able to push them out of this spot. They also sent over some crossbows over this way. It looked like they were maybe trying to get some shots in on those archers. Still have a lot of units outside that haven't quite gone in yet. There's a trebuchet. Look at that long shot. There's a lot of units clumped up in there. Oh, that was a good hit. He was at 12. I'm pretty sure that that hit got him like 6 or 7 kills right there. He's at 14 now on the trebuchet. But now the gunner is up on the wall taking shots over at the sergeants here. So they got to be careful. Yeah, there you go. You got the crossbow infantry from Lorraine taking shots on them. Big cav moving over here. Look at this. Big cav moving over here. Yeah, interesting. I mean, it's just Lorraine. He's bringing his cav back over here, but yeah. At first, like, the way it was moving, it looked like he was on a mission, you know what I mean? Found a hole somewhere, and I was like, where is he going? Got some Javi units coming in, light skirmishers. Now look at this. The defenders have actually pushed them back. We have the Austrian foot ridders taking on these units from Rum. Rum or Rum, however you want to say it. I love the looks of these Austrian ridders. Very, very cool. And the town is burning! I wonder what's causing the burning. I wonder if it's the mortar or... Some units have a, like, raid ability that allows them, they basically start burning buildings. But I don't see any of those, so... Now a fresh, well, it's not fresh, but the Vepnir trading in for the Ritters. Ritters only 34 kills. It's a little disappointing. 37 melee attack. On the right, pretty well, still basically just a stalemate at this point. Archers are shooting into these Mashain Andalusi? Al-Andalusi? Not sure how to... So obviously it's an Iberian faction, right? Andalusia is the region of southern Spain, if I remember correctly. Most Americans, we usually say Andalusia, but I believe the proper way is Andalusia, or Andalusia. So if I remember correctly, the Spanish accent is actually kind of with a th. Andalusia. Just like I think it's supposed to be Barcelona, not Barcelona. Although obviously accents are different depending on the part of the country and everything, so... Because Barcelona is part of Castile, which is the Castilian part of the country, which is the northwestern side, or northeastern, excuse me. Kind of right up, butted up against France. You have Barcelona and Valencia. Valencia, Spain is one of like the places I really want to go to. There's a historical figure from Spain called Rodrigo de Vivar. Excuse me, I'm bad at names. But he went by, he was known as El Cid de Campeador. He was a Spanish knight / mercenary. Most of his life, he actually kind of, he actually fought for both sides. He fought for the Muslims, for the Moors as they were called, but he also fought for the Spaniards, and like, you know, for most of his life, he fought for both. But his time period is really what spurred on the period of history in Spain called the Reconquista, which is the, if I remember correctly, the longest lasting war in history, because it legitimately goes for like 700 years or something like that. It's up to like 700, 900 years, I think. Yeah, because I think it's the 1600s that the Reconquista is considered through. Which is basically, it was the Christians of Spain trying to kick out the Muslim overlords from Spain. You know, you had the Muslims controlled a lot of the Moors, as they were called, or that was the term that was given to them. They ruled a lot of Spain for a long time. But El Cid, he basically became a strong leader of the Spaniards against them in the Reconquista, and Valencia was his castle. It's just cool. Yeah. There's your history lesson for the day. Yeah, I mean, that's what you guys come here for. Historical battle, historical fun, right? If you haven't looked him up, look up El Cid. He's a cool guy. It's got a very cool story. Got some units breaking here in the middle from the attackers. They probably want to send something in there. Foot Ridders, 24 kills now. So I believe these are, I believe this Granada faction, I believe, is a Muslim faction. One of those that El Cid would have been fighting against. Lorraine, I believe, is eastern France, if I remember correctly. Rome is way out east. It's one of the desert factions. Here we go. Florence, the Florentian general's bodyguard coming out. Is it just him? Yeah, so no other cav, just him. Not sure exactly why. There's plenty of cavalry over here. You have Rene II of Lorraine. He has his mounted sergeants. I'm not particularly sure why he's bringing his cav gen out. He's got to be careful because, you know, staying out here being kind of a nuisance, just saying like, hey, look at me. I mean, that's one thing, right? But he's also under extreme pressure under this gate. And that's his way back in the settlement. I'm looking here. I don't think there's another gate anywhere nearby. Yeah, so the nearest gate is over here, which is also under extreme threat of being lost. So he's got to be careful with his gen. If I remember correctly, Florence is Mexi, and Mexi has a notoriety for being a little loosey-goosey with his general and his archers. Treb's still coming in. He's just, like, you know, laying in over there. Look at the city. Like, legitimately, a quarter of the city is burned. So what have they lost? So morale -3, melee attack -3, melee defense -3. That is one of the kind of cool things about this game, is that there is like an ability that you can do to, you know, there's something you can do to kind of weaken the defenses a bit, and I think that's kind of cool.
A unit is running from the enemy.
Norway doing a pretty solid job over here, just kind of fighting back here. He's got good cycling happening. 32 kills, 28 kills. Here's the thing about majority of melee infantry, just standard melee infantry, right? You're not usually going to get super flashy kills, okay? You know, you look at units in Rome 2, and, you know, a lot of the units, you know, you could push 200, 300 kills on kind of some mid-tier units. That's almost never going to happen in this game. It can, don't get me wrong, there are times when it can happen. I'm not saying it's 100% impossible. But in all reality, your biggest killing machines are two things. These guys right here, heavy shot infantry, and these guys right here, your cavalry. Crossbows, things like that. Anything that's got really good armor penetration is really the only thing that's going to be getting flashy kills in this game. You have to change your expectations when looking at melee infantry, because if you don't, you'll be extremely disappointed and thinking all the time you're doing something terribly wrong. But for the most part, I hate to say it, it's just the way it is. If they don't send another unit in here, though, they're going to lose this spot here in 2 minutes. Yeah, same thing here. They do have... Okay, so here we go. We're getting our first shock infantry coming in. This is the Florentine units charging straight in. So the thing about shock infantry, they have extremely high charge bonus, right? That is what is going to help get a lot of these kills. They also have decent AP. Once again, kills. Problem that the melee infantry have is that they don't have a lot of AP very often. Majority of your, and this is the good AP, majority, like if you get a good AP unit for melee infantry, it's like 8 AP. I think a lot of the shock infantry, I think it's like 12 or 13. Obviously, it varies, right? Or you know, unit to unit, faction to faction, they're all slightly different. More Ritters coming in, taking on some of this Grenadian infantry. Grenadian. The men are running, cowards! Okay, so they broke one unit, but see, this is what happens when... It's the same thing, think when, you know, Thracian nobles show up on Rome 2. What is the first thing anybody does? Target fire, obliterate, hit the big red button, turn the key, launch the nukes. You know what I mean? Same thing happens here with the shock infantry. They come in, they get shot to death. So that's why you have to be super choosy about when where they go in. But look what they did in the brief amount of time they were in combat compared to what those other units did when they were in combat for way longer. 76 kills, and they were in combat for, what, a minute? Maybe not even that long. Cav coming down the center, though. They got to be careful. Cav coming down the center. Cav coming down the center. They go left. Interesting. You know, you have a wide open archer unit, and shock infantry just standing out by itself in loose formation is not going to be good for them. So, I don't know what he's... He didn't charge. He went around, or tried to go around. He's trying to come in and break this. He wants to get charges in on the back end here. I'm surprised he goes for this unit of all, but, you know, that's the, you know, they were facing the wrong direction, so he gets a really good back charge. But here comes the surrounding units. I think he should have tried to snake around and get the back of one of these units here, thus maybe helping these guys to bust through their side. Now over here on the left, they have like countered back. The defenders pushing the attackers all the way back here. Their handguns are literally just point blank shooting. Broke them. Look at that. And then they immediately came back. But they're going to get shot again. Watch. There's more, I think. That's got to be the mortar that we're hearing in the background. The last time I looked, the mortar didn't have a ton of kills. It's got 90. I mean, that's solid. So, okay, so the Cav is gone. He breaks 165 kills on it, though. He did cause a bit of a ruckus over here, right? You know, that's something that Cav can do, even if it's not, you know, getting flashy kills. It can really cause the other team to, oh, look at those shots. Oh, look at those shots. Oh, look at those. Anyways, Cav getting in and around, even if they're not getting into the softest spots or, you know, getting the best kills or whatever, they can really cause the other team to go kind of frantic. Oh, got Cav, got to move this. Move your archers, right? You know what I mean? And it can really throw people off their game. There are values that can be gotten. That was a lot of friendly fire, I'm pretty sure. Trebuchet, 14 kills. Treb's shifted over. Now he's shooting over here. Way big miss. What's that mortar at now after that big shot? 93. Really? I figured he would have gotten more than that. Because some of those shots over here, those shots were really, like, right on point. Although, really, mortars, you're typically trying to explode in the air and hit down. Yeah, I don't think he got anything on that volley. That's unfortunate. General's bodyguard has taken 6 losses. So they literally have basically just given up on the far left. The attackers have. I don't know. I wonder if Teddy forgot that his general is all the way out here. I bet you he did. Shock infantry has gone in the middle. So this is Room's shock infantry. Once again, getting targeted by all the crossbows and archers. It's just how it goes, guys. It's just how it goes. 40 kills so far. He's taking on Rotulari Provisionati. Probably butchered that. If we have any Italians, tell me how bad I did that, and I'm so sorry. They've got these huge axes. Look at those. I'm not gonna lie, if I saw a guy running me with like something like that, I don't know that I'd stand there. Things have solidified a little bit over here for the defenders. I don't think they're going to be able to legitimately hold it, though. I think they're under too much pressure here. And I think we might see a fall back. You can see handguns, general. Yeah, I think we're going to fall back here. They obviously have to continue holding this for a little while. They're going to try and get their shock infantry out. 92 kills on it. Keep running. Just keep running, just keep running. Ba-ba-da-da-ba-ba-dum. General's still sitting back here. They still have units they need to pull back if they're going to, which they are going to. They might have pulled back the center too quickly. Run away! Now here's where things can get interesting. We have this full Treb unit up here. As things move forward, they're going to be open targets to that Treb. Oh, beautiful. Oh, a little bit of his own guy, but I don't know how he ended up getting his bow trapped here. He's also got a shock infantry back here as well. Trebuchet is at 49 kills. Oh, interesting. They have a like archer general. There's very few unmounted generals in this game. I know England can bring one. England can bring Edward the First, I believe, or no, Edward the Fifth. England can bring Edward the Fifth, and he's like a small shock infantry. So instead of being 160 men, he's only 80 or 100. What is it? 140? Yeah, I think they're 80 men on the English. It's only one. It's Henry V. He's a named hero unit that you can bring in, but all their other units are cav. Ooh, it does kind of suck because that means that one of your valuable cav units is also a valuable general, which means you try, you're obviously trying to be a little bit more conservative because you want to keep your general alive, but you want to use your cav because it's really good. So having the ability to bring a general that's not a cav and then bring 2 cav units is really handy. It's really, really handy. Trebs are going to have a heyday here, man. 90 kills already. Look at this. Oh my god. It's crossbows, 141 kills, 142 kills. I think that's all he's got there. Now they're starting to shoot at the Orkney Islanders and the bow infantry of Florence. Oh, okay, it was these guys. 186 kills! Cheese and crackers! Dude, that trap is just dirty. It's just dirty. I wonder... Treb, 61 kills. He seems to be trying to bring it in. What about... Okay, so the mortar seems to still have ammo. I'm a little surprised he's not going over and trying to take out the Treb, but, maybe he's just going to deal with it, you know what I mean? He doesn't have a whole lot of ammo, so that could be why. Oh. Oh. Look at that. Just getting really good shots. 146, 153. They are double teaming the crossbow Vepnir. Actually, they're getting more help from over to the left here from the Andalusian heavy crossbows. Landevern pikemen. I'm a little surprised that is not what is being targeted. See, I'm pretty sure all the crossbows and archers were shooting over here. Maybe now they'll start shooting here. Oh, there it is. You see that? Mortar. 139 kills all of a sudden. Oh. Beautiful. Bounce power is in the attacker's favor, but it's definitely not by that much. They've got about 1,200 men more.
Our men have given up and are running for their lives.
More Landevern pikemen from Norway. The pikes are going to be tough to deal with, especially if they don't bring their crossbows or archers over. Okay, so the pike is now getting shot. Looks like the archers... Yeah, they are. Okay. I was really surprised they weren't already, but they're making short work of it. Look at that, more archers moving up. Frank archers from Lorraine. crossbow. I think he's trying to shoot, and then now I think they're being a little goofy because they're trying to like find angles. General's bodyguard is going to shift to the left. To the left right now. To the right. Take it back now. Crisscross. Everybody clap your hands. Tot, 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 tot. No, nobody. Come on, if you weren't dancing along with that, I don't know what else to do anymore. What are you even doing here if you weren't dancing along? These pikes are going to die with 0 kills. I'm calling it. I'm sitting here watching. We're going to watch and... Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. God almighty. Did you see that? Oh, my Lord. And now the direction changes for the archers. They're now targeting the crossbows. I honestly thought the cav was going to charge out here and try to hit these units kind of in the open, but they decided not to. It might be because of the Javi unit. I wonder if you could put that handgunner right here.
Our men are breaking up.
They better watch out. Their gens are now open to these Javies. And they're facing the wrong way. Is that the Austrian general there? Yeah, I think he noticed. He's like, oh, hell no. 2 units break, so a defending unit and an attacking unit break there.
The men are running.
Is that the Treb now finally getting involved again? Yes, it is. 65 kills now. Ranged melee infantry now charging in. They already have 134 kills, and now they're just going to get melee kills on top of it. Maybe not a ton, obviously. You know, they are pretty beat up already, so it's not like they're all of a sudden going to get 300 kills in melee, but it's still something, you know what I mean? They're going in basically already getting a huge worth out of them. Treb's still shooting over here. 230 kills. He's doing, man, getting great kills. Ha! Major miss.
The enemy have rallied their units. Our forces have found.
Oh no.
Back to the fight.
The shock infantry should just charge in, man. They're just getting annihilated right now. 99 kills. What do you think the chances are they get the final, get to the 100? They will. It basically came down to whether or not they were able to get into combat, because as soon as they get in combat, they're going to get kills, so. I thought they might get shot enough that they might break before they even got there, but nope. Foot Ritter is now charged in. We also have the crossbows from Florence. The attackers have so much left. So much. Still 1,400 man difference. But I think the defenders are low on infantry. Got some pole arms moving up. We have 1 shock infantry, 2 shock infantry, and there's 3 units from Florence back here. I don't know why they're all the way back here and not moved up yet. Maybe he's trying to avoid maybe he's afraid of the mortar. 161 on the mortar, by the way, and he's out of ammo. Trebuchet's still firing. He's got 80 kills. Oh, got his own men. Let's see, 96 kills, 104 kills. They're doing pretty good. Those Orkney Islanders. Cav's setting up right behind the pike and pole arms. Not particularly sure why. Just opened himself up for shots. Treb's going after the cavalry from Andalusia, from Granada. 261 on the trebuchet now. Curious when the Florentine infantry is going to go in. Handguns have moved up, but they're now getting shot to death. 189 kills. I'm not sure they're even getting a volley off. Seriously, 3 men? There, now they shattered. I was like, seriously? 45 kills on the Ritters now, but now we have shock infantry from the attackers in the mix. They have another one they can cycle with. Now, they've got some other units they can cycle with. That should work. Trebuchet seems to be out of ammo now. 263 kills. The attackers are probably saying, thank God. Oh my God, the polearm's just getting obliterated at point blank range by the handguns. I was hoping we would get a handgun volley, but it doesn't seem to want to happen. Did they stop them? Oh, here they go. Heard one shoot. Where's the rest, Cav? Cav didn't really break through. He kind of broke through, but the infantry was able to kind of snag hold of him. Now you have the Norwegian general. He's got 82 kills. Nice. But he's shooting at some of this infantry. And here we go. Here's the Florentine infantry now up here. The Austrian shock infantry, 106 kills. We might get the Cav coming in. Is he going to charge down there? Get yourself a good downhill charge. So much archer fire coming in from both sides down in that mosh pit down there. He's at 64 out of 140. 55 kills now. Shock infantry's still in it. I'm kind of surprised he hasn't swapped. He's got 3 units of infantry over to the left here. Cav cycle charging again. Polearm's kind of pushed in. 80 kills there. Might get some braking happening over here. That's big. Got to be careful because there's a Cav unit sitting right here. I wonder, is he... If I was him, I'd maybe try to kind of pull out and around and get into some of these here. Yeah, you've got some room to operate around to the flank. Get into the handguns. Shut them up. 175 on the handguns. 275 on the Andalusian crossbows. Holy crap. Cav charged in from Granada. Cav now 35 kills. General 112. Handgun's still getting really good shots. He's shooting the general. General's going to try and get him back for it. But here comes this, and he's not getting out of this. That general is dead. Sorry, I'm just kind of surveying the battlefield here. So there's the Florentine general. Got the crossbows up here now, 123 kills. The Jester, I don't know how to say it, from Norway, he's got 107. They're sending in shock infantry over here because, to be perfectly honest with you, they don't have anything else. Ooh, this is a Javi infantry. You'd see the Florentine infantry trying to charge in to shut them up, but all they have to do is just run away. Run, run, run away! But here comes more. More! More! Oh, he's sending all 3 units in. But I think we're getting army losses. We got 91 and he's shaking. Or wavering. I think we're very, very close to army losses kicking in. But honestly, it really doesn't matter because over here is falling to pieces. We've got the Austrian general is now in. The Norwegian general broke. There's army losses. It's kicking in now. So obviously there's a little bit of time left. You know, not everything breaks at once. Some things break and come back. It gets a little annoying, honestly. You know, sometimes you're just like, God, just break for the love of everything. They were fighting to the death, and now they are gone. Fire arrows coming in. He's trying to break them. There's no army losses tag on this one. Interesting. General's still fighting over here, the Austrian general. Maybe that's why the army losses wasn't showing up for him. Pretty sure it still shows up. Like, once it shows up for one, it shows up for everyone. He's got 20 kills on his general. The Granada general is also kind of basically in the settlement. Now, a final hurrah from the shock infantry of Austria. See if they can get some last minute, you know, kills before they break. But here's the Austrian general, too.
The men are broken and running for their lives.
But he just keeps getting shot up, man. Okay, he breaks. He might come back, though. Yep, there he is.
The enemy have rallied their units.
Shock infantry broke. And I think we can officially say that that is that. Let's call it a wrap. Yippee-ki-yay. Just waiting for the general, and that's it. GG.
Have rallied.
All right, let's go look at some kills here. So starting off, we have Centurion as Granada. Hold on, it's loading. Do 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 do. All right, so the Emirate of Granada. His infantry all honestly did pretty good. You know, that 100 range is pretty solid for regular melee infantry. Heavy crossbows, 300 kills. Nicely done. The General, 256. Cav, 263. I don't think he can bring shock infantry, so he was allowed to bring in extra cavalry. Tidirand as the Seljuk Sultanate of Rum. We've got 231 on a sword. That's pretty darn good. 101 or 109, 165. Look at the crossbows. 249, 204, 240. Nicely done. Midas as Duchy of Lorraine. His cavalry both did pretty solid. His infantry 196 is pretty good. 199. You know, crossbows did pretty good. 103 on the trebuchet. For the defenders, we have Not So Mexi as the Republic of Florence. Shock infantry, one of them did pretty good, one not so much. 177 on the cavalry. His infantry, 108, 114. Crossbows and handguns did pretty good. 0 chilling as Austria. Let's see. Honestly, unfortunately, he didn't do so hot. He really got shot up pretty bad. Black Knight of War as the Kingdom of Norway. His archers, Orkney Islanders, did pretty solid. Crossbows did pretty good. Cav, not so much. Look at the Trebuchet, 273. Really, honestly, that's a huge chunk of his kills right there. Well, that is going to be it for today's battle. Thank you guys so much for joining. Don't forget that if you are new to the channel, hit that subscribe button, and we'll see you guys next time.